If you're noticing more cockroaches in your homes, you're not alone. A local pest control company says it's getting twice as many calls to take care of roaches than it did last year. Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz investigates why the creepy crawlers seem to be crowding the area.
Out-of-towner Kelsey Rush stopped in Fargo to visit an old friend, but she was greeted by more than just a human.
Roaches are kind of a new thing to me. I grew up in Bismarck and I have not seen them. So, I mean, that's something that's coming into the area.
She helped her friend decorate the apartment with traps after an initial spraying by the landlord didn't work. But they're not alone, and not just because they share an apartment with cockroaches. Midwest Pest Control says it's twice as busy this year as it was last year.
20 times 52 would be over 1,000 calls.
Over how long of time?
For this year. And last year, if we're doing twice as much, we probably did 500 calls.
And Fargo Cass Public Health tells me they've received many calls as well.
For our department, we've received more than usual on apartment buildings over the last couple months compared to the last year.
So why are the roaches multiplying like, well, roaches?
We probably have more apartment buildings in Fargo-Moorhead than we used to. So if they get into one unit, they have a tendency to travel.
John Holland says people moving into the area might not get rid of the roaches quickly enough.
For people like native to North Dakota, it's a strange bug. We get excited right away. To them, it's probably more commonplace from where they grew up.
And then they multiply.
Because of the nature of the German cockroach, they carry their egg sac with them and don't deposit it until nymphs are ready to be born. So therefore, their birth rate and success rate is extremely high, almost 100%.
Bruce Tarleson of Building Inspections says often the complaints might not make it from public health to his department, where it could get resolved.
There are owners that do retaliate. That can happen, but it's out of our hands at that point. And there are people that back off on complaints when that does happen.
Another possibility, an entomologist at NDSU says the bugs could develop a resistance to certain insecticides.
If those insecticides are being currently used for management and are not effective anymore, then certainly you could see an increase in German cockroaches.
Midwest Pest Control says to avoid resistance, they always update their insecticides and change them up. But that may not have been the case in Kelsey Rush's friend's apartment.
There's multiple sprayings going on. They sprayed in the apartment here, but it didn't take long before she was seeing them again.
Meaning her landlord might need new approaches to killing the roaches. Rose Itzkovitz, Valley News Live.
And while residential areas are reportedly having a greater pest problem this year, Fargo Cass Public Health says it hasn't received a roach report in restaurants in 4 months. The last one it received was unsubstantiated. Now, if you need help uncovering fraud or corruption in your community, here's some advice. Call our whistleblower hotline. We'll do our best to get to the bottom of it.